We had a huge number of servers that needed ongoing maintenance and support, both from a cost side and from a people side. That's when we started initially working with VMware to reduce the number of servers that we have, to introduce new technology into the center here, which reduced our costs and also our day-to-day support. The day-to-day running of a number of PCs, both here in the center and across all our locations in Europe, was extremely costly. The cost of upgrading, the cost of maintaining, the cost of supporting those PCs was huge, because we needed to have a field service operation to go and actually service the PCs in the locations because they were so dispersed. Working with VMware, we started looking at the virtual desktop and seeing, is this an answer to our problems? We started that plan, we rolled it out to over 1,000 PCs extremely successfully. That then gave us the confidence that we could actually move this forward into some of our other key locations. At this moment in time, we have about 4,000 PCs virtualized. We plan to complete 6,000 by June, which will be all our locations across the whole of Europe, including our maintenance centers. So using the VMware and the virtual desktop, we start looking at ways in which we can combine that with unified communications. We have people who are working from home with virtual desktop, with cameras, with speakers, so they can actually chat on video calls. They can actually do normal calls. They can work on their PCs, but also could access all their systems via the VMware. And the support for us was no longer PCs. Some locations like Heathrow Airport, like Charles de Gaulle, they're busy all the time. They're business airports as well as tourist airports. So we have corporate and leisure business. But there are other locations where they're very much leisure-based. In the past, we may have some PCs that were sitting there, may not be used during some of the off-peak months. And when we did get to peak, we had to make sure the PCs were working. We probably had to install more PCs and so on. Now it's a very simple case of, because we're virtualized, we can send some Wise terminals in the box to these locations with some screens. They hook themselves up, and they're ready to go. Key benefits we've seen is within our own IT and our own IT teams. Help desk tickets have dropped by at least 30% here in the service center, and we've seen, as we roll out across Europe, a similar drop in the trouble tickets there. We've actually changed from a break-fix model to a break-replace model. So more or less having a stock room here and jiffy bagging and FedEx or whatever apart overnight. It's so simple, the users can actually plug it in, and because they're on VDI, they're connected to a server, there's no software to load, they can actually literally go back online almost immediately. The field engineers now, we're looking at how we retrain them into being business analysts or program managers and facing the business and providing some business support rather than technical support in the field. So that's been pretty big for us.